Alrighty, good morning. And here we are in Morocco once more. One more time here. Good morning, Laurie. Not sure what time you posted hello. I do know that it's possible that you were led astray by the time that I originally posted or what you've become accustomed to, as in me going live at a particular time, but I delayed it by an hour because, first, for two reasons. First of all, sunrise here was 15 minutes after my scheduled start time. So we would have been starting in the dark. And it's, as you can see, it's overcast. So there wasn't even a sunrise to speak of. But also, where I'm planning to walk this morning doesn't actually open till 8 o'clock. And it's 8 o'clock right now. So hopefully, by the time we get down there to that gate, it should actually be open. So we're standing in the boulevard here, and you can see behind me, it's quite a wide boulevard. We're on the just outside the Medina, so we're kind of in a precinct that has a few um, higher ticket, upmarket, not upmarket, just you know nicer hotels. And there's a commercial precinct. Um, Yeah, so we're outside the Medina by a couple of blocks. Hi, Mary Lou. Hi, Natalie. Great to see you. So let's turn this camera around and you can see where we are. And back into there. There we go. Alrighty, so this is where we are staying. This is our hotel, and we are in Marrakesh. So this is called the Hotel Le Grand Imil Chill, which actually sounds much grander than it actually is. It's a fairly basic hotel. It's nice. It's got lots of mosaic work and stuff like that. But as it's quite an old hotel, so it's starting to show its age. But the whole precinct around here is in this lovely sort of terracotta colour. Really beautiful, reflecting the colours of the desert. And there we go. We can actually see the top of the hotel there. Lots of palm trees, lots of olive trees in the neighbourhood. And of course, if you haven't already figured out, we are in Marrakesh. And we'll actually see evidence of that very shortly. So it's been very, very hot here. So we have had temperatures in the high 30s every day. Hi, Dawn. Great to see you. Temperatures in the high 30s every day. But this morning is very pleasant. 8 o'clock, it's 16 degrees, and we're loving it. So here we've come to the start of the city wall, which dates back to around about the 1100s, and of course it's been renovated and restored. And what we're aiming for is to actually go on the other side of this wall and away from all this noise. So it's a bit noisy around here, but once we're on the other side of this wall, so the motorbikes don't care. We've got a green pedestrian light, but the motorbikes don't care. So here we go. Here is the city wall. It's 6 miles, I think, 9 kilometres long. It's a complete wall, so it completely encircles the old Medina, with, of course, breaks for roads and entry points to get inside. I'm not sure if Laurie's still here, Dawn. I saw that she was first on. I did change the time, as many of you will have noticed. And if you missed my explanation for that, it was basically because I actually wanted to cross the road here, so maybe I should have done it back there. There's a little park over here. Richard's saying skip it. There's a couple of little sculptures that kind of look interesting. But yeah, okay, we can maybe skip it. Oh, no, I don't want to skip it. I want to go. We're going. We're going. What? It's all right. Okay. All right, so this little park is just across the road from where we're heading. And the reason that I wanted to come over here is that I spotted a couple of interesting sculptures. So I just wanted to check them out. And of course, we've got the palm trees, a little cactus garden over here. Cactuses starting to flower. This is gorgeous. How could I have skipped this? Look at this. And they're quite close together as well. Yeah. So we've got this big sphere. There's a flowering cactus. Isn't that gorgeous? How hot is it here, Mary Lou? It has been really hot. It's been really hot in the late afternoons. So it gets up to the high 30s. I just want to get in close on that cactus flower. Look at that. Gets up into the high 30s in the afternoon. But at the moment, 8 o'clock in the morning, and it is 16 degrees. So it's very pleasant right now. So I'm just going to have a look over here at this one. It's all made out of bike wheels. Look at this. I'm going to try and get into an interesting position and see if I can get pointed up at the sky somehow. Let's see. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Look at that. I love cactus, especially the ones with the flowers. Those are gorgeous, says Mary Lou. Yeah, it is pretty gorgeous, isn't it? All right, now I want you to take a screenshot of that for me, everyone. I need it for something, for another project. Otherwise, I'm going to have to screenshot my own video later. And then looking down this way, see, I've already gone astray. I've already been misled. But there's just all these gorgeous sculptures in here. It's delightful. I'm not going to ignore these. It's beautiful. So we may not get to the park I was originally intending to head to, but look, it's super. These ones are made of wood and they have these sort of metal brackets. Really gorgeous, and look at the detail on this one at the back. Sculpture first thing in the morning. How wonderful. There's another couple over here. And look at these cactus. Ah, look at that. Now, there's no plaques or anything, no information, so I can't tell you a single thing about any of these. But this is really interesting. It's kind of like the 8-pointed star embedded in this block of concrete. And if we look up above it, there's one of those, in quotations, palm trees. It's a mobile phone tower, cellular tower. It's fake. It's not a palm tree at all. So here's another something or other, another two in fact. They're all really close together. It's great. I had plans to go to a sculpture park or a sculpture trail, but it's kind of out of town and in a golf resort. And I thought, it was just seemed really difficult to get to it. Sorry about the wind noise. That's it's a bit of a problem, and I've just stepped in mud, which is slippery. And what else have we got? There's one over here. Something over here. Oh, we've got the horses. Horses. Here, look. Now, we may not all feel kindly towards what's happening here. We're all a little bit more educated, I think, these days. Let's show you this one first. Fake palm tree. That's right, Tina. It's right above us. Look. Oh, and it's got a big ant on it. Look at the. It's got a giant ant on the trunk. But here's the fake palm tree. Well, if you consider how ugly mobile phone towers are, that's a lot more interesting, isn't it? But you've got this giant ant on the trunk. Okay, I'm not totally on board with this. Actually, in fact, I'm not on board with it at all. But these are tourist rides, basically. So these poor animals slog it around town all day, and we will see so many of them, and we hear them all night long. And yeah, so there we go. That's for the tourists. We've got some sort of sculpture over here. A man. Is he protecting? Is he protecting the world? What's this man doing? With the fountain in the background. What is he doing? He seems to be trapped. Tethered. Yeah, I agree, Dawn. Yeah, I totally agree. Dawn says so wrong with today's traffic. Shame on tourists. And not only the traffic, it's the heat as well. Yeah, we saw the fountain. Richard's helping me out by pointing things out for me. So there's the fountain. And we've got this fellow here who's somehow tethered. All right, so we've got these beautiful cactuses all along here. And we'll get to where we originally planned eventually. I think these are dates. I'm not sure, not absolutely certain. And I have no idea what this is. Is that a sculpture or is it a sign of some sort? I couldn't tell you. All right. And again, is this a sculpture? Possibly. Or is it just a bench? These amazing cactuses here, these ones. Mary Lou says there's some strange sculptures there. Yeah, we're not done yet either. Some strange plants as well. Look at this one. And this looks to me, I think, like lungs, but it also looks like perhaps a tree or a forest. So I'm guessing that's trying to make a statement on the environment, perhaps. Let's see if we can see it from the other side. I'm just trying to step back and not fall over. This is a step down. There we go. I'd say it's some sort of a statement on the environment, wouldn't you say? Is it a medicine bottle? Looks like a cork, doesn't it? And still more. Once again, no plaques, no information whatsoever, and nothing on Google Maps that I could find either to indicate what this park is about. Where am I? Tina, I'm in Marrakesh. Marrakesh, Morocco. We arrived here on Friday. Was it Friday we arrived here? And we are here until Sunday. On Sunday we fly to Tangier, which is right on the Mediterranean at the entrance to the Mediterranean, where the Atlantic Ocean meets the Mediterranean Sea. So is that a whale? That's a whale? Yeah. Really interesting the way it's been cut out. It's beautiful, isn't it, Natalie? Especially with all the cactuses and succulents and yuccas. And at the centre here is a beautiful olive tree with a really interesting, I don't know, what do you call this at the base? Really gorgeous. So this is an olive tree that's been quite heavily pruned. More cactus flowers. Let's come back and have a look at those cactus flowers we first saw. But there's another one here as well. Oh, there we go. Beautiful cactus flower. And then, so I'm just making my way past some spiky plants. This is the one we first saw. Let's have another look at it because it's gorgeous and there's little bees inside it. Look, right down the middle, we can see all those little bees. Marilu says, great park to walk through, maybe stop for something like a picnic. Yeah, I'm not trying to have a picnic here. It's a little bit noisy. Got traffic all the way around. And I think this is the second to last, and then we'll cross the road and resume our original intended path. So there we go, everyone. If you can make sense of what messages these sculptures are trying to impart, feel free to share your thoughts. There's one last one. Did we see this one? I think we did. One last one over here. We can look up at the sky through the base of this one. And it appears to have the alphabet, letters of the alphabet, forming the... I don't know if there's a message in that. Probably. And this is the only one that I can see a plaque on. There we go. It says Ted A. Tous. Oh, I can't read that. If you manage to read it and make sense of that, let me know. All right, so this is possibly the name of the park. But of course, being in Arabic doesn't help me much. Okay, now when we came here the other morning, there's no time left on it. Or is there? All right, we might be able to do this. Let's do this quickly because they're not going to look for us. Whoa, whoa, whoa. As soon as that light turns red, they're off. Doesn't matter if you're stuck in the middle. Okay, when we were here the other morning, we came here about an hour earlier. That sign over there was lit up and you could actually see 2024 hashtag Marrakesh, but now you can't see it at all. So that was going to be my proof to you that we're here in Marrakesh. Bad luck. Instead, we'll look at the city wall. So you can see that it extends for quite a ways in that direction. And in this direction here. Hi, Judy. Great to see you. Is this place not English friendly with signage? Some, occasionally. Occasionally there'll be English signage, but not always. So, for example, we can see that this is Avenue Muhammad V, who, of course, was the king. So the kings go, obviously, by firstborn son. And this is the name of the gate. So it's Bab Nakob. Nakob was created during the French Protectorate to connect the old city with the new district. To find the nearest distance to connect 2 points. Not sure exactly what that means. Hi, Michaela. Great to see you. So this sign is in French, English, Berber, and Arabic. You're already at work. Great to see you. Thanks for coming along. Okay, now is this gate open? Can we get in here? Oh, this gate's open. There we go. So in that direction down that big wide street there, that actually leads down to the centre of the old town. And we were in there yesterday having a look at the beautiful Bahia Palace. I kind of took the day off yesterday. So sorry, I've posted a TikTok video and some photos, but I'm not putting together a tour for the beautiful palace just because I needed the break, I needed the rest. I really just needed an activity for my own enjoyment yesterday. So I did. Hello, kitty cat. So now this is called Cyber Park. It's a beautiful, beautiful, like a botanic garden. And we will just take our time and leisurely stroll through it and look for different features as we walk. You can see that it's a lovely green space. So it's been cared for. I guess we may have ideas on the ethics of using water within the park. But here we are inside a grove of olive trees. And then beyond that avenue, just there, you can see that there isn't watered lawn happening. It's left to the red earth. Up ahead, there's actually an avenue of olive trees, and you can see the twisted trunks starting to appear ahead of us. But there's also these interesting palms. Dawn says, I was just thinking the amount of water to make it so green. Yeah. It's the first thing that comes to mind for me, Dawn, coming from a country where water is so precious and seeing that it is also just as precious here. I just saw a movement. There's a bird there. Yeah, I don't know what sort of bird it is, and it's a brown one and it blends in with the background. So, no, don't think we're going to see it. And already the sound of the traffic has dissipated quite considerably. And this would be a lovely place to walk as temperatures rise I imagine that it would be still maintain its cool for quite some time walking in this space. You can see the shade, the larger trees over here, the canopy. And apart from olives and palms, I don't know what any of the other trees are. Unless we spotted a eucalyptus, which is possible. We've seen quite a few of them. Quite a few eucalyptus trees in Morocco. Do you hear the birds? So my guess is that the reason that the park is locked at night is that there are some homeless people in Morocco, and this would be a bit of a haven, I imagine, if they'd had access to it. So it's my belief that that's one of the reasons why the park is locked at night. But the cats can still get in here. There's plenty of them. Maybe I should do a little video of where we're staying, because there's little kittens that play with the curtains and climb up the curtains and play suspended in the air halfway up. I was thinking I might do something like that. There's a little bird running across the path. Just missed him. Olivier, what does that mean? That's the name of the tree, Olivier. So this is the olive tree, and it says age 100 years. There we go. That's a young one. My friends are in Greece at the moment, and they came across an olive tree that's 3,000 years old. You might do a bit of a meander. Dawn says you must do kitten vid. I think you're right, Dawn. I think I'm definitely going to have to do the kitten vid. But isn't this a lovely space? Look back here. I can hear a plane. We're actually quite close to the airport. The airport's not far out of, well, it's actually in the city. You can't actually say that it's outside the city. You have no idea what these birds are. Richard's pointing at something for me to have a look at. Okay, so who's got good French? This is an Atlantic cypress. Cypress d'Atlas, Atlas Mountains, I think, not Atlantic. I don't know, it could be either. It says in danger de disparition. Does that mean it's in danger of falling? So that's a cypress. In danger of disparition. We need Jay here Googling, don't we? He's good on the old Google, looking things up, finding out what things mean. This is another old olive tree. I think this one's actually got olives on it. We might be able to see some olives. Yeah, I can see olives. Are there any lower down? I can see olives there. Trying to see if there's any lower down, but there don't appear to be. And then we have the orange trees. Now, in the palace yesterday, the indoor courtyard, or the courtyard that was within the centre of the grounds of the palace, had 6 huge orange trees. So the lower branches had all been lopped, and it was just a tall, thin trunk reaching up for sunlight, presumably. What's this one say? Disappearance. Or maybe it's a species? Or so it's an endangered species. Richard was looking up disparition, and it means disappearance. So we're assuming that sign meant that the tree as a species is an endangered species. You know, the actual limbs had been cut off, Dawn, so it had so many oranges on it, but they were all quite high up. And I'm guessing that the lower limbs were unproductive because of the shade, because of the surrounding building. So they they encourage the tree to grow upwards and take advantage of the sunlight. But it must require lots of uses of ladders to get the oranges from high up. And Dawn says, Mary Lou, I feel like that all the time. And Dawn, we must all say, Dawn, happy birthday for yesterday. And did you get to have your sandwiches that you were looking forward to? Interesting the way that they garden. I mean, there's no use of mulch or anything here. They seem to dig out little pockets where the water collects. Maybe they flood it with water and then just let it seep slowly into the ground. Natalie says, oh, that's what I thought, but was thinking in Dutch. Oh, I thought this path went somewhere. We've come to a dead end. So we can admire the wall from here and then turn around and go back the other way. Thanks, Lynn. Yes, Mum got the sandwiches. Good on her. Good for her, Dawn. She came through. Look at these amazing palms here. I love the shape of them. Now, I can't tell you either if these are all just purely African plants in this garden or whether they have plants and trees from other locations as well. If I saw one eucalyptus tree, I'd be able to tell you definitively yes or no. But we see them everywhere. It's not homesickness as such, but it does give you a bit of a connection to home when you see the eucalyptus trees. There appears to be a greenhouse over here. I wonder if we can go in. What are we looking at? Oh, there's olives on the ground. Yeah, fallen olives all over the path here. Probably from above our head. There's a dark one. There's a black one. Destructive. It is beautiful, isn't it? All right, here's some watering happening. So they've literally just got the hose running into this, like a pool, the way that they've constructed this. And they've been trimmed really weirdly, like, almost like a topiary at the top here, these ones along the wall. So I don't know if there's any reason for that, as in for the health of the plant or for production of the fruit or experimental or what. I guess I could think of a few reasons why. And that's pomegranate. I don't know if you can see the fruit there. That's a pomegranate tree. I tried a pomegranate fruit juice a couple of days ago, just because It was on offer, and I'd never had one before. It's quite nice, a little bit tart. Here we go, there's another one. There's another pomegranate. But what I did discover during the course of getting myself a pomegranate juice is that the French word for pomegranate explains the name of a drink. It's la grenade. And we've all heard of grenadine. Here we go, pomegranates. I've tried to use pomegranates, but all the seeds are a bit of a pain. So I was willing to pay a little extra for a pomegranate juice just to try it. What have we got in here? Looks like a game zone. There's a woman doing exercises over here. It's good for your health. I think it's probably really high in vitamin C. So here we can see this is part of the city wall and the perimeter of the park. Hi Laurie, great to see you. Sorry I wasn't there earlier when you came on. This little bird here. I did delay the start time of this tour by an hour. I noticed you came on earlier looking for us. Off he goes. It's a nice bench over here. Everything's tiled. Everything's beautifully mosaiced and tiled. And there's something over here in the middle. What's this? Let's go have a look. In fact, there's a few little interesting curiosities in this end of the park, so we can go and explore. This is our first time in here, so we have no idea what to expect. But it looks like this might be a bit of an education space, perhaps. An area for, yeah, there's sort of like, here we go. You can look in and see, like you can look in there and see historical things. Connaissez-vous les types de kataras? Don't know what that means. And qu'est-ce les kataras? Right, so what are the kataras? Something to do with irrigation by the looks of it. Okay, so there's a picture of an oasis here, canal irrigation. So this is some sort of education piece about the irrigation. Can you tell me if you can see anything through that hole? Yeah, the hole just sort of, there's text in there, but it's difficult to read. And there we go. De quoi est composée la katara? What's it made of? Yeah. And what do we have here? Of course, everything's from right to left as well in Arabic. So we have to get used to that whole idea of coming over to the right to start to start something. So this looks like it's about compost, perhaps. Yeah. Perhaps how it's used, how they compost within the grounds of the park, and how it's used. And something over here, maybe like a parterre. There's people doing Tai Chi. It's a Tai Chi class. So I've just felt the wind pick up, so I apologise if it's affecting the sound. in any way. There's a big old tree here with a sign in Arabic. What else? Oh, it's a fig. And it says the Latin name for it, Banyan de Malaisie. Détention, feuillage toxique par ingestion. So the leaves are toxic, is what I get out of that. We won't, or feuillage means leaves. Yeah. I think, pretty sure it does. It would be lovely if the fountains were going, wouldn't it? So yeah, there's some people over here doing some sort of an exercise, early morning Tai Chi class. And there's just these avenues, lovely formal gardens laid out in avenues. Beautiful park. Foliage poisonous to eat. Thanks, Dawn. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured it was. There's another cat. Yeah, so in our hotel, I think I was saying before, in our hotel we have probably about half a dozen cats just hang around the breakfast area. 3 adults and 3 kittens. There's no real showy flowers as such. I'm seeing, shrubs like this. This looks like a bougainvillea that's been turned into a shrub, for example. And then over there we've got Solanum rantonetti, Arbor gentian. Gentian, is that what that is? And it's also toxic, but utilised in pharmacology, that sign says. So that's that plant there. And I'm guessing, it says Celtis australis, that doesn't mean Australian, it just means southern. Macroculier de Provence, arbre aux fruits comestibles, which I think means that the fruit can be eaten. Rich is going to look up his translation app and tell us what comestible means, but I think it must mean that they are edible. And this is some kind of a citrus, which is this one here. Edible? Yeah, he's confirmed edible. I can't see any fruit on this tree, but apparently if it had fruit, they'd be edible. Are there fruit? Oh, tiny, tiny little ones. It says they're edible. Richard, do you want to give it a go? He's shaking his head. He says, what do you think I am, a fool?
Not a complete
Here we go. There's a nice shot. And here's some kind of lantana. Now, lantana in Australia is a pest. It's a weed. We hate it. Is Judy still here? She'll tell you. Because it takes over. And nothing else can grow where the lantana grows. So it really strangles the environment that it's growing in. Oh, and this is a date palm. Fruit de grande qualité alimentaire. For eating. There we go. There's your date palm right up there. I was looking at the other things with those big showy yellow seeds. So obviously I was wrong. They're not dates. This one is. Another olive tree. This one's got lots of olives on it. That's a lovely shot. Very quintessentially Moroccan, I would call this picture that I'm looking at right here. What do you think? So someone just came on quickly, said hi and bye. Okay. Thank you for contributing to my watch hours, whoever you are. What have we got here? This is a really bright orange trunk. Okay, it says Caroubier. Do you want to see if you can see what Caroubier translates to? It says Morocco's second world producer is what I see there. So whatever this is, it must be an important tree to the oh, that's carob. Okay, there we go. Caroubier is carob. So that's a carob tree.
So Morocco's the second largest producer.
This little path here is intriguing. Where does it lead? What is this? It's like a little amphitheatre down here. Is this a performance space? Would only be a small one, small and intimate one, but I would say probably yes. Looks like we're standing on a stage here. We're seating in a semicircle, so it's a small performance space. Go this way. It's very cool and pleasant here this morning. It almost feels like it could rain, but I don't think there's any expectation of rain. This is a peppercorn tree, and we have these in Australia, but I don't think it's an Australian native. I'm not sure where it comes from. So we have lots of these in country towns throughout New South Wales. If you joined any of my road trip as we were travelling through regional New South Wales last year, we saw a lot of peppercorn trees. Not the edible peppercorn, it's just named that because of the resemblance to peppercorns. All right, so I think when we get to the gate, back to the road, I might finish there because it's going to be very noisy out there. I'm just looking at the interesting way that these shrubs have been shaped. They're very cute. Oh, there's the cyberspace. So we still don't know what this is. So let's go find that. Let's go see what the cyberspace is. We've got all these cute little shaped topiary shrubs over there. Here's another carob. So it's quite a big tree. I don't see any beans on it. And then round over here, there's kind of terraces and different levels. Not sure what we're looking for, to be honest. I mean, I looked on Google Maps and I saw photos. Might go this way. Let's try this way. But nothing really stood out other than it was a very pleasant place to walk. So let's see what we discover over here. Oh yeah, probably it is. It's probably these things that aren't doing anything. That's got a cracked screen. Yeah, it's probably this. The cyberspace. What? What am I looking at? Cyber. Okay. All right. So we're looking at something that doesn't work by the looks of it. There's some interesting trees. Yeah, this is where we've walked already, I think. Yeah. So they're around here. So that's what it is. It's those screens that don't work. That was the cyber part. Never mind. It was a lovely walk in this gorgeous park. So I think we've covered pretty much the majority of it. And we're just listening to the birds and looking at topiaried olive trees. That's really strange. Okay. Tell you what, everyone, I think we'll call it a day here. We've been going for almost an hour and we're ready to head back towards our accommodation. So a couple of last shots of palm trees. Tomorrow evening, we're going down into the Medina and I'm going to get hennaed. I'm going to get henna on my hand. So join me for that. I've already been in and checked the place out. You're going to help me choose a design to go on my hand, and that should be really interesting. We'll walk through the Medina on our way to the henna art studio, and I'm going to get hammered. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Here we go. We're going to go here, and I'm going to go here again, and we're going to do this. There we go. No, I'm not going to get hammered. I'm not going to get hammered, Dawn. I'm going to get hennaed on the back of my hand. So there's my hand. So I'm going to take my tripod with me. I've asked if it's okay to live stream, and the fellow I spoke to said that the women don't speak English, so he's going to be my translator. And hopefully we'll get a chance to have a chat to them about how long they've been doing it, how they learnt it, what age they were when they started, all those sorts of questions. Hopefully, let's see how we go. But it should be really interesting. And I get a little tattoo that lasts about 3 weeks out of it. So that should be fun. All right. Thanks for joining me, everyone. And I appreciate all of you, all of your support, really do. If you enjoyed this walk this morning, please consider supporting me and sharing postcards and bring everyone into the group, tell your friends, all of that. All right. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy your day.
Like and